different stage of life, so you had a little bit more at your disposal than we had to, for our wedding. But it didn't.
But
matter.
I don't remember your wedding
money.
paling. It was. I mean, your wedding was way bigger than mine. You had a lot of people there. It was like it was a pretty cool affair.
Yeah. As I say, it doesn't matter what you spend it on. It's not about the money. It's about. Well, I mean, it does matter.
It kind of matters.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's a waste of money. It really is.
Well, I gotta say,
it's just burning money.
It is, but there's no way you can turn around. I can't tell her no. And not because I'm like, oh, I can't tell her no. It's like she won't listen to no. She's like, I'm planning the whole thing, so this is what I want to do. And I'm like, I don't have and never have had a dream wedding in mind. And you haven't, but you had very specific ideas of what you wanted and wanted to do. So I was just like...
Yeah, I made some executive decisions.
When you told your parents you were getting married, what was the reaction?
Change the combo in the safe.
We spent that money. He could afford to fuck. He was on TV. He could throw his own wedding.
They took meth and gouged their eyes out.
No, my mom said, "Oh, I knew it. Like I knew it."
Oh, really?
And my dad, that's like I don't remember like.
Well,
hey, Dad, I'm getting married. I never had that conversation.
Well, he didn't.
You didn't have a conversation about it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I just talked to my mom.
It would. I mean, I'm just being but like I can't even imagine.
It'd be insane, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got cool parents because
yes, I do.
Would be,
he was talking to me.
I just don't know if I would be as composed as your father was if my daughter was married.
Man. Literally twice her age.
I would have to. Remember you said I haven't done drugs? That would be the day I'd be like, we're going to fucking North Jersey, and we're getting the first drug dealer we see, and you're fucking pumping me up full of fucking
whatever.
All the drugs that he has.
I need to take them all.
And get me a fucking an ice cream scooper because I'm gouging my eyes out.
Is that what he said? Now, certainly you must have met one of Caitlin's boyfriends, right? Are you the disapproving dad? Or are you like, this guy's going to have to...
I don't acknowledge it.
Oh, he never comes to the house?
No.
That seems healthy, isn't it?
I don't want to deal with it.
So you're like, he can't come to the house?
But then you have no guidance in the matter.
How much guidance would I have if he's there?
I don't know.
None.
So you're saying none?
Change. Oh, only thing that would change is I'm fucking uncomfortable. That's all that would change. That's the only thing that would change if he came over.
So when she gets married, do you think you'll try to form a relationship?
Yeah. I think then I'll it'll be forced upon me to
paying for the wedding and
it'll be it's. And my wife tells me all the time, she puts, it's like that Goldberg's episode where you try to learn something. Mm-hmm. She goes, was my dad this way to you? I was like, no.
Yeah, Joe is real nice.
Yeah, was he ever cold and not just say anything and just pretend that like you had blinders on? No. She's like, so why do you do it then? And I was like, because I'm an asshole.
I ain't your dad. Yeah, sometimes it's like, because I'm an asshole.
Because
I
I'm just
want to behave
immature,
like an asshole right now.
Because I'm not emotionally equipped for it.
The problem is if you're not aware of yourself. And that's when you can really, like, I think, affect other people in a negative way. But if you're like, look, I fully acknowledge that this is not rational or reasonable the way I'm behaving. And no, I wasn't treated this way by your dad, but I can't help it. Yeah, it's just the way it is.
But when she brings it down to that level, I feel guilty. I feel like ashamed a little bit of the way I act and the way I'm so like foolish.
Does it affect Caitlin, do you think? No. She's not like, I desperately want you to meet my dad. He's so cool. Just like Mary Beth's parents.
Not at all. No, it doesn't come up. And you know what? And if I don't have to address it, the longer I can go without addressing it, the better off I am.
Yeah. Ray, chiropractor Ray.
Yeah.
He has a daughter who's autistic. And one time he was saying that he was glad that she was autistic because he couldn't handle guys coming around and trying to like date her and like, skulking about and shit. And I was like, that's so fucking weird that somebody would be like that. But I can't tell you how many times I think with Sage, like the shit I'm not going to have to go through, like the stuff I'm not going to have to deal with.
Can I also make an admission?
Sure.
That I've often envied you because you don't have to deal with a lot of the things that happen as my daughters grow older that are so hard for me to accept and so hard for me to just deal with. It's just like, ugh, it sucks.
Well, it's a true case of like, those are my little girls. I don't give a fuck how old they get. Those two are my little girls, and anybody else is an interloper. Any dude coming in.
But I don't want it. But you know what though? But then I see, I see son-in-laws and fathers around me,
right?
Around that small circle that I have that I deal with, and they're like tight and close, and they do things. So at one day, I hope to get to that point. I'm not always going to be this way.
Yeah, I think
I have to grow into it slowly. Give me a fucking break.
Well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to commit all this time to a boyfriend? Like, oh, let me become his pal.
He may not, how long is he going to be the boyfriend? Let me save it for when we know he's the one.
He's the one, yeah. Because otherwise you get close to this guy, then they break up, and it's like, where's my friend?
Exactly. It's just worried about my feelings. No one cares about my feelings.
It's self-preservation. I do. I totally know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's weird that you mentioned that because I would never admit that out loud. But I like when I'm worried about them when they're out, and I'm fucking bugging my wife. I'm like,
could you be retarded? They're like, what? Nothing. Just, go ahead. Go on. I don't care.
Give me that ice cream scoop.
When it's like they're supposed to be home at 11. And it's 11:15, and I go in, I wake my wife up, I'm like, text them, fucking trace them, because she has that tracer. Yeah. And I go like, where are they at? And they're like, well, she's like, why are you waking me up? You do it. And I'm like, I don't want to be that father. I don't want to be like bugging them, but they'll do it.
But I'll be this husband. Not gonna distract them.
And I sat there and I go like, man, I just wish they didn't. This stage never happened.
Yeah.
And you won't have to worry about those things.
Yeah, I mean, she is definitely a romantic, so she talks about having boyfriends and stuff, but it's so
But you'll never have to worry where she's at
No.
At midnight.
Right. Yeah, if she comes home.
You never have to be like, I don't want to say never, but like there is like a little bit of like, you don't have to worry until like not go to sleep until they're not there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And especially, does Kate even have a curfew anymore? Because I know you didn't at that age.
No, but if she's not there at a certain, like, she usually comes, she's like my wife, she goes to bed very early and wakes up very early. So if she's not home by 10, it's unusual. So if like 11 o'clock rolls around and she's still not home, I'll fucking barge in. I don't even know. I just barge in and be like, text Caitlin, Tracer, where is she?
Wake up, goddammit.
Yeah, so, but I guess it's all it's just the circle of life, man.
It is, yeah. I
remember when me and my wife went out, we were first going like dating, and she was like, she never stayed out late, and she was coming home at 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Nobody said shit.
I'm sure it was driving her parents crazy too.
Really, Corinne seems like she'd be cool. Like, whatever.
Yeah, no parents really quote unquote cool with
as
it.
cool as they try to act.
Yeah, they lie.
Even Edgar was like, "You're fucking me." Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm 18. It's 11 o'clock.
But speaking of parents, though, I thought one of the best moments at your wedding was when the DJ. Paint this picture.
Yeah. So we did the traditional mother-son dance, not before it was the traditional father-daughter dance, which went on for 8 to 9 minutes. Like, I don't know why you picked such a long song.
It was long. I don't know why. I should have had them cut it. Like,
they have this, what they call a family band.
Yes,
like
we love them.
everyone in the family is into this band Blue October. Like you go to shows together and stuff, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is a real thing with your family?
Yes, absolutely.
Who's the band?
Blue October.
It's a rock band? Folk music?
Depressing
it's rock.
type shit,
Yeah, it's
though.
depressing type stuff, yeah.
Like emo.
Radiohead?
No. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna fucking look them up on iTunes.
They're
on
really good.
iTunes?
Oh,
Do they
yeah,
have any
absolutely.
songs that we might know?
Hate Me, Into the Ocean, Calling You.
So that's what the song you picked to dance to was a Blue October?
A Blue October song,
and it was significant. It meant something to your father too?
Well, we just liked the band, and it was like one of their slower dancing songs. If you listen to the lyrics, though, it's not a very nice song.
I think everybody had passed by the lyrics and we're like, is this going to end?
No.
Yeah, no, believe me, I know you're thinking that people were like, this dance was going on too long. Nobody was thinking that. And if they were, as soon as the DJ said,
Yeah. So the DJ who's like this, how old would you say? She's like 60.
Yeah,
Very
probably.
like a frantic energy about her.
More energetic than Jillian.
Yeah, I told her, like, you could be one of those tour guides at Disney where, like, they describe, like, and over here, blah, blah, blah. She's, like, very good at that kind of stuff. But when Pam and I are about to dance, and I picked Moon River, Andy Williams, and that song means nothing to me. But I know she likes Andy Williams.
I'm surprised you didn't pick one of those Josh Groban songs.
I can only do so much. It's my day. Dancing into Josh Groban. That would have been funny, though.
That would have been funny.
Like in retrospect, yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
she wouldn't have expected it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Andy Williams. But as we're stepping out there, the DJ is like, and now time for the mother-son dance. Not only does Brian love his mother, but she's his best friend.
And every Johnson in the room looked at me. I was like, what the fuck?
Did I even look at you? Like I remember looking to the side and being like, what?
Eric and Darren both looked at me and laughed. It was like, get the fuck out of here, best friend.
It might have been the funniest moment of the entire wedding because I was like, it stopped me. Like, it stopped me. I was like, what? Like, because there was a lot of time where she could have asked me, like, hey, do you want to say a few words? Like, do you have any thoughts about, like,
your best friend, per se?
Nothing. And I'm just like, everybody knows that's fraudulent. Every single person here knows it's bullshit, including my mother.
That's
Norman
very
Bates?
unusual for that moment to have such a reaction in any wedding, probably.
Most people would have been like, oh, that's so sweet.
Like, would have been brought to tears, maybe.
I'm like, I call bullshit. It was a very strange moment. That it took me out of it for a second. Another thing that was a fucking riot was when we were looking at pictures yesterday. We're looking at all the group pictures. And one of them, had Pam and Edgar and her parents in it. And we're looking at Edgar, and it doesn't even look like he's wearing shoes. His pants are so long. And I noticed his suit coat, like his jacket is long too. Like, do you remember? I don't think you would know, Walt, but you saw 30 Rock, right?
Sure, yeah.
Do you remember Liz Lemon's agent, the little kid in that big suit? Like, that's kind of how he looked, but I couldn't believe how long his pants were. And I'm like, I wonder why he didn't get them altered.
Isn't he getting smaller, do you think?
He may be. I mean, people do shrink, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that dude was pretty short to begin with.
You took a shot at your brothers during your speech. That was such a fucking solid hit.
Oh, it was
where
good.
You were like, he was talking about me, and he's like, that was a great speech, but he goes, I love you. He goes, well, more than a brother, I guess.
Oh, yeah. They turned and looked at me again.
That was an audible groan in the audience.
Eric just went over. He's like,
Yeah, that was a good punch. I forgot that
I was
one.
like, well, I know he's not saying a nice thing about me, everybody. He's saying something about his brothers. Like, you don't know him. You don't know how he's thinking. That was not touching.
That was funny. The DJ also...